Please welcome. This is one that came to me last year. It's called Siren Serenade for the New Sun. And if you think about, I suppose what it's about is this idea of the new sun, that we're entering some sort of new age, and so it's very hippie, which is all good by my book. The sirens are sounding, the sirens are enticing. People of Earth, choose the way you view, for the purple butterfly has landed. The condor and the eagle are in flight. We have arrived at our long ached for desired destination. We have passed the testing, pesty period of testy, pesky patriarchy. So put a feather in your cap if you have one. And if you don't, ask the winged messengers to send you one. They will, 100% bank guaranteed. Float your bobbing stocks and your logarithmic lives on the great river of rhythm with joy in stacks and pogo packs. For now is the time of fast forward reward and slow down breath, bliss, pause. Pay attention to the signs. For if you choose, they are clues to the new you always knew was going to be here now. In fact, this is the time of the new sun when we remember why we came here. Even if it's a time, space, place, plane, some of us never expected to find ourselves in a post-2012 time, so lacking in portentous, apocalyptic predictions, that we can predict exactly what we most wildly wish for. So here goes. It will be an age of when American multi-billionaires take ayahuasca in the Amazon and expand their free flight horizons while emptying their inner trash cans faster than a water-wise toilet flush. It will be a time when polar bears make friends with penguins through ecstatic, magnetic, acrobatic telepathy. It will be an era of homely hoping and voracious hopping towards the candid soul sound, bright lights, camera activation. An epoch of bracing embraces, of unbundled day-to-data communicating commuters, celebrating communion with our unbridled androgynous divinity. So it doesn't matter if your sunny silk touch screen is flat or curvy, for the bone-shaking once begun cannot be undone. The love bomb has already smashed the Vatican vaults and sprinkled the ashes of the archives with Chilean chives from deep heart dives. And the whales are singing that there is no going back. The mitochondrial serpents are rattling and unraveling the secret seed wishes in our cells, the secret seed spells. And the bone shaking once begun cannot be undone. So as we open our soft, sweet lips and utter the horrid truths we hid into the always forgiving world, we will discover there is no longer any wide star jump Renaissance man analyzing of the eons needing to be performed with telescope, microscope, stethoscope. Just a big beating globe, longing to be felt. And we feel her when we choose to trust that we do. This is a fairly old one now. This is also quite an angry one, I suppose, in its way. Meat or greed. It's about food. I've got a tummy ache. It started under fallen yellow arches back when a large Coke was the real thing to do, and a sticky flesh slab in a bun was kind of fun, garnished with forced smiles, and the gourmet tastes of dick and ketchup brew, an inside sewage kind of stew. I've got a tummy ache. E-numbers flash before my eyes in ecstatic, effluent excess, effusively leading me to farties, smarties, parties. These days, even baboons on rays prefer their yogurt fat-free. But oh, the shame of aspartame, just Google it and see, I've got tummy ache. growing, groaning, self-raising in my gut, insulating my skin with insulin, just another junk food junkie, because the sugar on the label is no natural bee buzz, but a snorting crystal rush. And the caffeine and tobacco waging war against the calories lift me high above the cane fields till my buzz balloon bursts. I've got tummy ache. It's bubbling over with stout-soaked stoats and well-swilled wines, marinated fish eggs in a vodka-coated slime, served on a bed of dollar bills in a globulous, gobbing tribute to the overfishing trawlers of today and the brave sailors of the past who would not rest until the last Mauritian dodo had been eradicated, and they could laugh off their scurvy stench, displaying all the scary teeth of the great white human. I've got tummy ache, and as I soften neath the gentle hymns of Kenny G, apathetic victim of supermarketed allergies, I wend my way through the miles of sacred shopping aisles, a weekly wedding cavalcade that covers more than it unveils. I've got tummy ache, and it's not the Thames chakalaka, or the Burian sauce, or the joy of soy, or the polony with pesto, or the screaming of the lobsters, or the muffled shrieks of oysters, or the a la carte halal, or the kosher hors d'oeuvre, or the pizza with enough garlic to subdue the 5,000 being fed. It's the fear of a dumb animal watching his species drink drive the boxed-in bloody path to the abattoir, and I don't want to admit it stresses me out in case they line me up like a comic-y beached whale whose last meal was plastic bag and fishing line batter, and put me out of my misery with a killing gunshot, because they always know best. Time to stop caramelizing and start animalizing my mind through my animal eyes, letting in the pure earth blood love of those vibrant roots and shoots and leaves that fill my family feasts, till it pumps through my continents of praying river body being. And though my head might throb with wallet ache at the conscious A to Z's, alpha to omega 3's, my belly ocean croons at the news that I'm quitting all this food abuse one day at a time. My gut says, a single beef burger or drinking water for the rest of your life. You choose. My spleen says, beyond the wallpaper ads that clutter our minds, it really is that simple. You choose. My heart says, beyond the blood type paleo excuses for still pursuing the warty slaughter rituals of a bygone eon, you choose. And I don't mean Coke or Pepsi. I'm not talking banana shake or bubblegum. I mean listen to what the whales are saying and choose. Softly press your nightpad paws into leopard soil and choose. Remember what your Uncle Monkey hollered in your holy sinews and choose. Stoke the blazing mantra echoes through the wilderness of caves. Recreate your mammal molecules and chew the cud of full cream, free-range choices, knowing that the cows will bless your mellow songs, and the blossoms and superfood seeds will fruitily toot their melodies. You'll no longer be saucily screwed by the millionaire marketing men, but making steamed fresh love with taste-budded fingertips. My tummy ache is a part of me. It's led me on a voyage to the magical styles of the infrared range of aisles, to intuitive desserts richer than chocolate death sauce, to slow curry concertos of local food and global garden barley and oat cuisine, to gorgonzola gratitude with every meal I'm given, spicily stirring love and pot ice spinach into every meal I share, and so creating with my cooking a rarefied kind of air painted by unseen painters and players. Tonight, I welcome you to my table, Let us drink to the health of the millionaire marketing men while we welcome their company's imminent transformation or demise. And then let us eat. So with words and views that strong, sometimes I have been called a hypocrite, but of course I'm a poet, so in fact an oxymoron. This is an ode to chocolate, by way of contrast. In some fabulous jungle wizard's lab, there stands a thick and ancient tree, where liquid chocolate is tapped by the gallon. Every gathering is greeted by a satisfied low moan, as the forest's spirit maiden delivers up her sensuous gifts of sweet acceptance. In some high cave, a melancholy monk breathes air as fresh as children's kisses. He hums mantras to lull the deep brown bees to sleep, and raids their hives for chocolate combs which drip silky stalagmites. On some island, boys bring giant pearls to shore, and once in a blue moon there's a malted brown one, born from the mating dance twixt mermaids and forgotten chocolate ocean gods, whose sable food is ambrosia from the depths. Some distant star twirls in a lightning-charged embrace of her own power and love, and as she sings her velvet delights, mighty molecules mould themselves into molten chocolate meteors, showering the lucky ones with mouth-revealed memorials to her light-year ecstasies. And we, who follow the chocolate trail with our tongues to the satin core of yum, find our magical imaginations rising to higher vibrations of anticipation with every devilishly luscious lick. Okay, so, sure. Some of the poems I've written over the last couple of years have definitely been for particular events, so it's, it's not appropriate to repeat them over and over again, but one was for International Peace Day, which kind of should be every day. So this is Peace Day. Let us declare the arrival of world peace. The always peace that lies in every watery cell of our beloved, much abused bodies. That lies in every watery cell of our beloved, much abused planet. Let us wail cataracts of wild calm, sprouting choral tunes from our deepest belly swirl basslines. Let our vapor breaths mingle into magical mushroom clouds, spreading torrential outpourings of pure, peaceful presence. May monks' musical mantras blossom into flying white carpet blessings from snowy lands. May the holy rivers of blood within us flow with hearty community stews and seaweed wishes. May our tear words clear to liquid crystal displays of joy in mirror pool meetings with other moist souls. May we take up arms and fingers and tongues to sound out, spell out, sing out pebble ripples of softness and connection, and let us swim the eddies of the chaos with salmon trust that our voices of love are heard, turning warships to to worships, to will-be ships of global friendship, sailing over the ever-listening, ever-caressing waters of our world, riding onto soothing shores in a passionate wave of peace prayer that floods over the rocky barricades with surging, beautiful, foamy truth, daring to surrender into the bubble-bursting giggle streams of a peace performance which we weirdly wonderful, world-loving peaceniks can no longer hold back from, for it has already begun. And on the same theme, it feels like sometimes the poems that I wrote a few years ago then come back in another form with another layer to them. And this one was written for 1 Million Rising, the campaign against gender abuse, women abuse and children abuse. Sisters and brothers, we come to dance our loving freedom tunes. With bodies listening in to the womb beat of our ocean mother. With hearts blazing with sunlight and moon wisdom, pumping out our chorus of enough. With feet feeling the feisty fury of the feminine beneath us and around us. For when you strike a woman, you strike a rock, a stream, a tree, a fish, a bird, all the way to the explosive, yearning core of life itself. With voices calling out Vukani, each declaring, I will make our safe circle bigger. With bold, respectful limbs, softly embracing, strengthening the force field of peace, riding the waves of remembering and reconnecting against the deformed cancer tide of abuse, shedding bold tears for the rape-frozen victims, making ever more space for healing howls of gentleness, making ever more space for the icy, broken boy men to choose to step out of the shadows they have created and commit their swords of light too to our glorious pledge. Nothing shall be done to harm the children. Nothing shall be done to break the bodies and the spirits of our mothers and our sisters and our daughters, for we all come from the same great Mama Goddess womb, and we are rising in her honor. We are rising into a space of love. Sisters and brothers, we come here to dance our loving freedom tunes. So, this one sort of popped out of the closet today. This is one I wrote a few years ago. It's a bit more personal, from a journey to Germany, which has been in my mind recently, watching them win the World Cup, of course, and reflecting that they've changed a little. And another oxymoron for you is I'm an Englishman with a soft spot for Germany. Perhaps that's more of a paradox. So I was in the city of Heidelberg a few years ago, which is a beautiful medieval city in the southern part of Germany. I was there for Christmas. Heidelberg at decade's end. A faint white sprinkle, high above the town, covers forgotten autumn thoughts. Its egalitarian whispers soften the turrets of old cloisters, but also rude circus steps to the last Reich, carved, starched on the spirit corpses of wild wolf packs where now only mongrel paws pad and sniff. And here, where once Celtic tribes built ramparts, we interlopers talk fresh and find heart smiles. And my father friend shows me more well-beloved paths, rich with moss. Below, the fairy-tale trees rumble with raindrops. As the year ends, Wanderlusty crackle lights cascade, in bubbles over the castle's well-worn tragic love story, and over the broad old red stone bridge where newlyweds send lanterns high on elusive eddies. One of Europe's minor rivers saunters past, wetter and wider and busier with cargo boxes than anything in our raw land. LP memories bring toe tickles to little girls on parade, warming up a grand apartment lounge, while chestnut walks on cobble loaves are christened by the sound of bells and the tastes of Morocco in lush, studious streets. Over all there flows a sense of a new country emerging beyond those old mind borders, connected to the world with proud naivety, unfettered by its relics, tentatively rerouting in the earth. Here I meet you again, on almost neutral ground, tasting Swiss cheeses and French croissants and German organic vegetarian salamis, wishing, perhaps, for a wiggle step or two, but enjoying trams that work like clocks and changing rooms that just don't cater for prudes. Right here, there's still space for brown squirrels and songbirds. Right here, wolves could howl again at sparkling rockets bathing the skies. Right here, our travel needs pause, baton high, paintbrush poised, shutters flapping in the breeze, and the night giggles, breathing in the comic organ pipes of peace. So I'm feeling at the moment like I'm in a space of winter, not just outside but inside, a kind of a hibernation time. And this one has also just recently reappeared. I've never read it out loud, but it's finally got a name, which is why it's never appeared before. It's called Winter's Night Work. While rain wrestles icicles from my beard of contemplation, while pigeons coo and guano coat my tonsured scalp, I lotus sit and sense the quickened pulse of the earth within. While sandblast swirls draw fierce sonatas from our stoop chimes, while passing ships snort smoke and leave curses in their wake, we lean and pirouette into airy imprints left by nimble toe curves. While dogs howl at moon rabbits and eager trees murmur, while silent webs trap wanderers and ant nests grow unchecked, the sharp edges of our personal walls soften and blur beside the fire. Then, in that weeping land, we help the elders find their long-lost feet. There, in night's darkest zone, we howl our hidden voices, while our children, in their dreams, can stay safely lush-winged till the first rays spark healing and trust, till the day dawns and finds us unclothed still, but decorated with thick lines of cremation ash, and drinking from streams of dew the night made, while the amiable servants of the morning crawl freely, sleepily, composting all of our fears. So from winter, I know that spring will come again sometime. This one I actually wrote originally for my brother's wedding, but I kind of think it's the kind of thing that happens in spring, isn't it? So this is the blacksmith's dance. Stepping beyond our well-carved niches, the ever-shrouded clockwork spiral urges us to meet. Browbeaten beneath the sun's brooding, their brews a cat-like unfurling towards each other, and an effervescent ferment overlays the bones of two who once were lame at heart. And we call it love, but in truth, it is a blacksmith's dance. For this crown, inlaid with mother of us all, must daily melt, and as we pound our lover's soot, we'll strike wisdom. cracking open each mind petal with squirrel soft touch, leaves us breathless, laughing, sometimes spinning. A jeweled journey awaits the brave. Moments may come when we turn to face our well-carved hibernation zones, but we'll find we have outgrown them together. So let us blink beneath the sun's blessing, feeling again within our smiling skins, mutually moulded, the joy upon us of the world's kiss. And then I suppose someone must come sometime. So this is, I guess, about one of those two obsessions of Dylan Thomas's that I mentioned earlier on, in a literary kind of way. It's called a coupling rhyme. I come to you, beloved, with full body toe tickle lickle freeing folly words. I come to you, beloved, lighting many tongued fires on this spiral journey. I come to you, beloved, sounding out caressing silver bubbles with playful intensity. I read the grateful prayers that rise and fall across your warming belly. Bathe in whispered phrases that tingle shine through your nape neck hairs. Drink the silky sonnets that fall endlessly from your open breasts. We meet amidst the epic ripple rhymes of our loose ocean lips. We wrestle our proper nouns into a comic fucking strip. Heart mantras blossom in mandala streams over our gently swirling thighs, and we rise, rude and raucous, into a ridiculous, speechless chaos chorus. I surf your soft back womb vowels, shaking loose into the world. You ride at will, and feel the pulsing waves of my cocky and constant consonants. I drink your sweet, deep soul song ringing long and low, my body bell humming in delicately thunderous harmony. And we reach a moment in this age-old, brand-new hymn to her, which is both perfect, silent comma, and hysterical, magnificent, juicily magical conjunction. This is an old one that I picked out of a book. It just came to me that things come in so many cycles. This is a poem I wrote 5 years ago, inspired by Facebook. And here we are in 2014, and I still spend way too much time online. So this is called Cyber Noise. Whirling in a windmill of half-remembered faces and gory, long-lost kisses, I fire the rodent joystick at fatally emancipated fairies, absorbed in the computer's promises of virtual tenderness. Give me a long-distance landline call. Lend me your ears and your arms to squeeze. Give me the hours to pen an inky poem to a lover and the weeks to pare and cast and glaze it. Instead, we are so busy interacting spider-thin, we forget to act and risk crafting beauty beyond pixels. Have we lost the will to let a chosen few look deeper into our crying shame and find the phoenix? Perhaps. In truth, the mold that spreads on musty-minded letters, remember a time when we spent time in speaking but only shared a blurry vision. A time when men keeled over drunk and hardly knew their wives and never talked or heard talk about where the lines should be drawn with children in the dark, never even questioned the daily national story. Somewhere, amidst the stellar infinities of spam, we are pinpricked out of techno-comfort. Our stomachs yearn for more than drive-through quarrels and take-out love, until we bring thoughts fresh sprouted, chopped and aired, held Tai Chi slow above the inkwell. We can all learn to scroll without a walking ring, and take the first steps to clarity and community, collectively causing galactic spaces spotlight years wide, sending multiple pulses through to those stuck in more feeble feeling times behind the headlines, where still suffer the little skeptics, until the supernova comes again and blasts our hearts into the aboriginal mystery again. Only this time some of us will know it and be ready. Praise be to the silicon seams that bear cellular destruction, frustration, electro-addiction, and amidst all this, our dreams upon their backs, and show us glimpses of what systemic perfection could be, coming to a world near you tomorrow, grander than the material utopias we dreamt of yesterday. Praise be for the full stop that lets me close down my connection so I can share the dream and in cyber silence connect to you. Okay, I'm going to finish off tonight. Finish you off. My watch is 25 minutes slow. It says it's 20:13 and 50 seconds. So, good evening, and welcome to the news at 2014. In the head over heels lives tonight, the Minister of Might announces that there will be no economy this year, but an unlimited supply of wizardry in ceremony. The Holy Heart Health Department warns of a wildly contagious outbreak of belly-based laughter, rippling from the soft contours of the southwest. Eyewitnesses report sighting loneliness and melancholy finally fleeing town en route to their true station in life, keeping the polar caps frozen. Last year there was heavy traffic on the highways to New Dreaming, but the invention of cosmic rockets to everywhere, fueled entirely by vigorous hugging, has already lifted spirits to a higher jet stream. Muggle meteorologists are said to be perplexed at the complete disappearance of the low-pressure Western Depression, along with all forms of internal repression, left brain compression, burnt bulldog aggression, and shame-filled confession. But those in the know are putting this down to an epidemic of brazen innocence and marauding hordes of dancing giggle bombers wearing turquoise Turkish togas. On which note, stylists are said to be astonished at devising fashion for passion married only to loving presence. So let's switch off the distractions from our positive directions and breathe out all those morose and comatose yester notions, all those green and bubbly bug-eyed fears that there is not enough for me too, that the infinity of time and space cannot fulfill all my secret wishes for expression and belonging. Breathe them out. Let's find the sacred rhythms in the forest-forged centrifuge which our wise and gentle yester selves prayed into existence just for this moment. Let's taste the loose hip juice which is our open-lipped reward for all those centuries of careful cathedral cold storage by our ancestral incarnations. Let's sing a night sky oratorio punctuated by starburst drumbeats with a liberated libretto echo of our finest Madiba jive micro-macro mantras blended with orchid orgasm artistry and essential oil of freedom. Let's fondly stroke the fat funk field of playful intensity that floats in each one of us and between each two of us and through each three of us as we awake to the sprouting, shimmering visions of a thoroughly cute future. In every eye we meet, and every heart we feel, and every thigh we heat. And we sense it right now dripping through our bones, if we raggle-taggle bunch of divinities so choose, and washing in fruity, fluty tones out towards the outer octaves of the great galactic keyboard, in ever-expanded epic adoration of our oh so very credible co-creation. Calling on the mighty waves of tomorrow from Pachamama, who in tonight's final report is our global goddess referee and declares that there will be in this year's fixtures no rules and no goals worth pursuing to the core except the pursuit of deeply raucous, spirally inventive, subtly outrageous, compassionately naked happiness for all players. We hereby declare this to be the International Year of World Pleasure, with a solemn commitment to its regeneration on an annual basis. We the people say the games have begun.